Good afternoon, parents. Today I'm going to quickly explain to you what's going home in your child's gold envelope today. It is that time of the year where we are doing middle of the year assessments, and we have finally completed those, and we are sending you your child's scores today. I know that I've gone over what the summary sheet looks like in our first conference in the year, but I want to go over just what all the contents are in here so you can better understand what you're looking at today. So the first thing that you're probably going to find in your child's envelope is a sheet that looks like this. I've kind of covered a child's name here. So if you look, the first thing you'll see is current strengths based on the 7 habits. If there's an area that's not checked, that doesn't mean your child is terrible at that habit or anything like that. These take time to develop. So if there's an area that's not checked, it's just a way to encourage you to talk to your child about how you might make a goal to do better with that habit, how you can use the habit at home, all of those things. Then there's a little blurb here that just explains to review the attached form, sign, date, and return it to me. And it also mentions that for ideas of how to help your child with his or her current goals, look on the back of the sheet. And that's what I'm going to explain in just a moment. If your child is currently receiving extra support, you'll see that here. So let's flip to the back. The title can be a little confusing, so I want to explain exactly what I mean. It says, my child struggles with, and then ways I can support at home. You're not going to see your child's every little tiny struggle on this page. In fact, it's just there to really help you better understand this page. So I know that you've seen this page before. You should actually have already signed it and dated it at the beginning of the year when we met in our October beginning of the year conferences, and we went over the targets and where your child was. There's an explanation of the assessments. DRA2, for example, is our reading assessment, and the ISIP, what all that entails, and it explains how it all works. So you're just going to be receiving your child's middle of the year scores. But let's say, for example, you're going along and you're looking and you notice your child's not on target, or maybe they're above target and you want that explained a little bit. So if I look here, there's a 16, and I know a perfect score on the math screener is a 20. Even though this is still on level, I want to see how can I help my child. So I'm going to reference this sheet here. And if they were not a perfect 20, you're going to see their area that they struggled with, okay? If it was an area that I really felt like the test shows a true struggle, it might have just been they made a careless error. Maybe they read the number wrong, or maybe they forgot to carry over a 10 that one time. You might see careless errors as something. If you're looking at their reading level, they might have something else. This one doesn't really go along with my example learner here, but it's just to help you understand that you want to use this as a reference to when you're looking at these scores. This is the only sheet I need returned and signed to me Tuesday morning. We've got a long 4-day weekend for the kids. I need this back signed and dated by Tuesday morning. Everything else you can keep. I've made a copy of this for you. You can keep this copy, everything. Another thing that I included was the February iStation graph. And the reason I included the February iStation graph is it includes the most recent scores. So that's this sheet right here, and it just shows you how your child's growing in their ISIP scores. Again, that ISIP is a monthly test they take. They do not ever take it at home on iStation. It's only taken on the first of every month, but it does show how they're growing. Okay. So the reason I included the February one is our district asked that we put January scores here. And I want you to have the most recent information because they've actually taken a test since these scores came out. So these are the January scores, which is what the district considers for middle of the year. But that's also the first day they came back from winter break. So I want you to understand that from here to here, their most recent test, there might have been some changes. So this is here to provide information for you. Now, I've even provided, if you're having trouble understanding this, I've even provided a key for you that explains exactly how to read the iStation graphs and scores. And it's a sheet that looks like this. So it basically labels where you can see, okay, what is this? What is this? what do all of these things mean? Okay, and it goes over all of that. And then last but not least, I've also included cycle information for you. So on iStation, on the graph, you'll see it actually tells you what cycle your child's working in. So this child's working in cycle 9. So I've got a packet for you that not only explains iStation a little bit better for you, but you can actually find the cycle that your child's currently on by looking at that February graph that I provided for you. And so this child was on cycle 9. I'm going to flip to that. Okay, cycle 9. It talks about everything that learner's working on right now and what the learner will be working on once they pass this cycle. So it does go in order from least to greatest. So right now this child's working on all of these spelling patterns, rapid word naming, reading with meaning, cause and effect, problem solution, so that you can better target what your child's working on in reading. And hopefully all of this information, I know it's a lot, but it's just there to help you really understand what's being sent home, since I know it's a lot to look at, and sometimes you want a better explanation of why these are the way they are. I hope that this helps. Please remember to sign and date and have it returned on Tuesday. Enjoy the 4-day weekend.